Hello out there, everybody. It's time for another NFL film study. We always focus on the Saints, but we're doing a little bit more football fundamentals. Before we get too much in that, I want to say a big thank you to all of our current Patreon, Twitch, and even YouTube subscribers and those who have donated financially to make this dream happen and make all this stuff come true. Newsletter is now out, guys. If have donated financially and you want to be part of the newsletter, make sure you message me, and also so you can get access to the Patreon-only podcast and also some giveaways and things that we're doing now just to help as a thank you for all that y'all are doing. So what we're going to do today's film study is we're going to look at some, specifically the Saints. We're going to look at one, RPOs. And I think too often the phrase RPO just isn't understood. And one of the things that we hear quite a bit is, it's a gimmick play, or, it's, one-dimensional quarterbacks are the only ones that run it because they can't run a full offense and all this other, rigmarole and hish-hosh, even though the Philadelphia Eagles just won the Super Bowl running plenty of RPOs. But I want to show what an RPO is for one, because I think when you say RPO, and for most of you, you should know what that is. If you don't know, it's on the screen. You also run pass option. It's as simple as it sounds. It means on this play, you have an option to do one or the either, and you are using certain keys that you read from the defense to determine what you're going to do. And there's multiple types of RPOs, specifically two types of reads of RPOs. And we're going to talk about both of those reads briefly today. First type of read, and this is the type of play we're going to look at, is a pre-snap read, RPO based on a pre-snap read. And then you have RPOs based on a post-snap reads. And those are the ones that a lot of people are most familiar with, because when most people think run-pass option, they think of things like quarterback and halfback rolling out to, the left or right side together, and if the defender comes to the quarterback pitches it to the running back, or if the running back comes, he gets covered, then the quarterback keeps it, or if he sees that the defenders are going to just blast them both, he throws a pass. He has the option. He can run with the guy. He can pass with him. Most people are familiar with the post-snap read version of that, and in whatever format it looks. I mean, the Eagles showed it in a variety of forms last year in both ways. But pre-snap RPO reads are very, very common here in the league, and I want to show Drew Brees running an RPO using this technique. Before we get into that, what I want to do first is go to our great friends at Inside the Pylon. For those who know, I was able to work with them this past year. I helped was one of the scouts that helped build their NFL draft guide, which was a phenomenal piece of work. It was a complete, huge blessing to be part of this. And they have a glossary where you can actually learn a lot of this information. So we're going to talk about some of it there, and then I'll show you what it looks like on tape to kind of get rid of some of the misconceptions. But pre-snap RPO reads. There are two types of reads that a quarterback makes when he executes a run or pass option. He can either make a pre-snap read or a post-snap read to decide whether to hand the ball off or to throw the passing concept built into the play. If the RPO concept requires a pre-snap read, he can make a box count read or a ratio read. And we'll talk really quickly about what those are. Box count read sounds exactly like you would think it. Context clues, number of players in the box for the defense. A box count read is simply counting the defenders in the tackle box. If there are more defenders than blockers, then the quarterback will opt for the passing concept. However, if there's more blockers than defenders, you go with the run. Simple enough. Now let's go down and read the ratio. If a quarterback makes a ratio read, he's looking at how many defenders are in the proximity of the bubble screen rather than looking in the tackle box. So you see here in the picture that they have written out, that is your, if you're looking at that screen pass, swing out, you want to know how many are in the area that could be part of that. And your main read here is the box count read. That's what you see most people referring to when you talk about pre-snap reads. If you're doing other types of plays, as I said, there's multiple types, but let's focus on this one. And I want to focus on specifically Drew Brees. Because I think a lot of people, they look and say, well, Drew Brees doesn't, the Saints don't run things like RPOs. There's a complicated, high-flying offense with full field reads and five-man route concepts. And while they certainly do that, I mean, it's true that they do, you're also going to see them run this. So what you're seeing here from Drew Brees is called a pre-snap read for an RPO. Now we're going to rewind this back a little bit just to the start. And what you're going to see immediately is, and you guys who have paid attention and been a part of our film studies, we've talked about this before. Remember the middle of the field, what we talk about? What is this called? Middle of the field closed. Why is it closed? Because there's a man sitting right in the middle. So think about, stores open, store closed. Now, if you've got so this is your free safety here and the strong safety here. Then the middle of the field is called open. So right now we have middle of the field closed. And when you have middle of the field closed or a single high safety, it typically means there's another man in the box or down towards the line of scrimmage. And you're usually going to have that safety, he's rotated down. So he might be the strong safety that rotates down into the box, or he might be the free safety who rotates down. Either way, you're going to have one of those safeties come fill in the middle because you're not going to leave one part of the field all completely open. There's my John Madden scribbles for all you guys to enjoy. So what you're going to see here at the top of your screen, quick slant option for Drew Brees, and then we're going to run a little run play, and you'll see basically everybody is running this. So there is no passing concept here. It is all run from everybody except for Michael Thomas and Drew Brees' read. So how does he get to this read? Well, let's scoot it on a little bit. We will play this full speed. Don't worry. I just want to show you what's going to happen in the beginning. All right, so you got the fullback comes back in, gets down. This is just a screaming run play. I want you to watch what happens. All right. So immediately we see everybody is going off into a run. So you see here, we're running the blocking. The center has moved up to the second level. We're crashing down here from the strong side receiver coming the block. Fullbacks blocking. This is a full-on, everybody's playing run here for the New Orleans Saints except two people, and they're the ones who have the option. So what Drew Brees is going to do here in the pre-snap read, he's going to have a box count. So what's he doing here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys on the line of scrimmage, 6, 7 guys total in the box, and then this safety is creeping down right here. So this safety is likely, if you hand the ball off, he's in the box. If he doesn't, he's dropping back into a short zone, and we'll see how they would rotate that out. So what Drew has to do here is now determine, where do I have the best advantage? So because you've got basically an 8-man box, you can call it 7, but it's basically an 8. Look at the blockers you have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So simple numbers game, you're outnumbered. And it's close. I mean, this guy's shaded a little bit back, but even in a 1-to-1, you don't have a pure numbers advantage. You have a hat for a hat, but that's not a pure numbers advantage. That's a break even. So if everybody was able to get their blocks perfect, then you should, in theory, have Mark Ingram an open spot to run. We're just not going to base that off that. We're going to say this is an 8-man box and they don't have a numbers advantage. So what does he know if that's the case? So if we have all these guys in the box, Drew Brees is going to know one thing. That means I've got man-to-man on the outside with a big old 6-foot-plus, 215-pound receiver with a good wingspan against a small corner. Man-to-man in press coverage. He also doesn't have a lot of support at back end, so he's going to try to jam at the line of scrimmage. Michael Thomas, he's going to win this matchup 9 times out of 10. Let's watch it in full speed. Bam. Quick slant. Easy 6 yards. It's basically a run play. And this is a run-pass option for them. So if the numbers are right, they're going to hand this off to Ingram. Watch it from this angle. Everybody on this O-line is run blocking. And there's your hole getting formed for Mark Ingram. There's one right there. Bam. There's one right here. Little zone play. See this DB, this safety? My face is covering him, but he's crashing down. Drew's already made his decision pre-snap. Look at that. Wide open because it's Michael Thomas. And look at Michael Thomas, how he plays this. Quick separation. Doesn't even need to get jammed, which it probably would have helped the Tampa corner if he did, but he had no protection behind him. Quick little read, 6-yard gain. It's effectively a run play, but what I want to get to you guys with this is to show you that RPOs are not this, concept that's only run in certain situations with certain people. This is something that is really all over the league right now and has been for some time, and it's not going anywhere. And most people are familiar with the post-snap form of RPO because it's easier to see. The average fan can watch as the quarterback sits. He has a couple seconds. He does a quick scan and decides handoff or pass. And the easiest way is you'll see it look just like that. Let me grab my football. Take my helmet off here. All right. So what you'll usually see in this scenario, here's your football. Quarterback's going to take the ball, and I'm going to hold it up so you can see it. He's going to hold it like this and swing it. And he's going to basically put it in the belly of the running back. Is he going to give it off, or is he going to pick it back up and throw? That's what you usually see in a post-snap read. So we're going to hike it. We're going to get the ball. So whether we're in the pistol, if we're doing a three-step drop for a quick pass, if you're doing a very quick hitch, whichever, he's going to take it and immediately, are we handing it off or are we not? He's going to read the field. As he's doing that, he's in position to let it go if he thinks it's going to be run. That's your post-snap option. Pre-snaps take that step away because you're doing things like box counts that let you determine what you're going to do before the snap. All of this and all that to say, RPOs are all over the place, and you'll find them with every team. The Green Bay Packers run RPOs, both pre-snap read and post-snap read RPOs. Aaron Rodgers is considered one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL today. You know, Carson Wentz and Nick Foles both run RPOs for the Philadelphia Eagles. They just won the Super Bowl. It's not a gimmick play. You know, it's one of those where we talk about it from college quarterbacks coming in the league, and some people say, well, because they've run this stuff, they're not able to handle what they're going to see in the NFL. And that's one, this is just going back to all these points we've been talking about for a while. That's simply not the case. And I enjoyed, showing you guys this. I wanted to give you guys just a little bit of, I think not a lot of people know this side of the RPOs. I think most people just understand here's the football, we fake hand it off, we bring it back, bam. And it can be tough for a lot of people to see the difference between a play action pass and an RPO. There's differences between those two. There's some things that get called RPOs that are nothing but play action passes. It's still a lot of fun. I enjoy doing film studies. So I thought this would be a fun one to do. Take what is a simple concept that gets overcomplicated a lot and just talk about some of the different forms. And maybe another video we'll talk about post-snap reads and give some examples of that. Pre-snap, though, very common, often missed because the way the broadcast of the games is always kind of devoted on showing you what happens after the snap. But what's happened before the snap is where quarterbacks make their money and what makes things like this so much fun. So I hope you guys enjoy this. It's a little bit different, but it gives you guys an idea of just some of the mastermind of that is Sean Payton, how he can confuse defenses, because what he's able to do after this play and before this play and really all season 2017 is just phenomenal. We'll get into some of that, some more of the film study of what they do, more film studies of the offensive line techniques they use, things like that. We'll see you on the next one, guys. Make sure if you like this video, drop a like, subscribe, hit up the Twitch channel because we're going to be doing a lot of stuff on there as well, including, you want more information about some giveaways? Make sure you're tuning into the Twitch channel because I'm streaming on there all the time. Love y'all. Who dat? God bless, and we'll see you on the next one.